Oh, Shalom, Rastafari. This is Wanda Miaden, and we're here, coming into the eve of the Shabbat. And this Torah portion, this is Friday, February 20th, 2015. Now, coming up on the Monday, which is the 23rd, begins the fast. Alright, the 40 days of Ha'adon, Adonenu, Yeshua, HaMoshiach, Jesus Christos, our Black Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And we've begun the Hudade, the fast of Heraclius, or at least, the spiritual fast. Right, the spiritual fast, to deny the error thinking and really to feed on and meditate and what fast from error thoughts and serpent speech as well, and to go into one's spiritual mountaintop experience during this particular season. And since it's a spiritual fast, ultimately it's a spiritual fast, and we've sought to bring that out in the how to fast as the Black Messiah, as Yeshua. Yeshua shows us how to fast in the scriptures if we would study as disciples. And this is where discipleship, we're studying to show ourselves approved to Ha-Elohim, to the source, to the power, to Ha'el, right? To even the first power of the Abba, the Memphis Kadus. It's so very important because it's spiritual. We're getting to the root of I and I being, right? And I and I new being born again as children and growing up, growing in grace and in the knowledge of Adonai Yeshua HaMoshiach. So during this particular season, and I want to thank Wenda Machin Baruku. Give thanks, brother. I think it was in the Testify Tuesday that the brother had brought up his meditation on the color of the cross. I don't know if any of y'all have seen it. It's not popular with Babylon and with the Babylonians and the counterfeit Christians because it basically, they call it a reinterpretation, a biblical reinterpretation. That there's a passionate, they say, Black religious leader known as Yeshua HaMoshiach, or Jesus Nazaretu Jesus, or Yeshua of HaNitzri, right, of Nazareth. And in this movie, in The Color of the Cross, it's played by one of I old schoolmates from BC days, or Brooklyn College days, Jean Lamarre, or Jean-Claude Lamarre. And here he gives an excellent, in I opinion, true interpretation of the Moshiach, of Jesus Christos, the half of the story that hasn't been told in counterfeit Christianity, and because of, white supremacy, and because of the whitewashing, the iconoclast, and destroying the true image of the Savior as I Black Lord and Savior, as a black man, as a Ethiopian Hebrew, right, or so-called Negro, right? This is the half of the story, and this is the revelation in this particular time. Now, even though if you look up the movie, it hasn't gotten a whole bunch of, ratings, because it contradicts and it confronts, that old serpent. It confronts the counterfeit image, the image of the beast, right? The whitewash. And not just because it's on the outer level, it's whitewashed, but there's even a deeper twisting of the real message, right? Where ones can't put together the crucifixion and the lynching of God's people, of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, Black people, in their sojourn, this 400 plus years, the curses for disobedience, and the true person of our Savior, of the Savior, right? First to the Jews, the black Jews, and then to the Gentiles. So there's an order, right? So during this particular fasting season, I wanted to share with the I want to second that motion of Wyndham Baruku, where he mentioned the color of the cross, and to recommend that brothers and sisters check this out. I think it's out there on the YouTube. You should be able to find it. I know that we also have, discipleship copies as well. So it's out there. Plus there's a sequel to it. There's a Color of the Cross 2. I want to bring that forward, and that's called The Resurrection, right? The Resurrection. So let's, click on a couple of images right here and show you what we mean. So this is what we're speaking of right here, this movie, right? Excellent movie. And even we should work on getting these things either subtitled, right, in some of the Ethiopian languages, especially the Amharic, right? And if John and Jean, if you're out there, this is Adonijah, Yadin, from BC, line of the tribe of Judah. He used to always say Judea, right? But anyway, reach out, Rastafari Groundation, contact I. So I is out there because this movie really needs to be circulated, and we as disciples should do our part, right, in sharing this with those who are willing, to take a look at it, right, to watch it, with a mind and spirit and in truth, to see the other half of the story, right, the true half of the story that hasn't been told. Right? I think it's very important, and I know that there's a lot of folks that will approach it from a kind of a racist mind, or from that whitewashed mind, and we have to be gracious and patient, brothers and sisters, not by hasty or cruel, means, because they're used to this particular image, right? But they're not used to this particular image, and that disturbs them. That disturbs many of them, but that is a good thing. That's actually a good thing, brothers and sisters, when you recognize that the truth is an offense, but it's not a sin, right? I think they even have a Spanish version of it. So it is circulating. That is good. So for this Lent, this 40 days leading up to Pesach, right, and Passover, around begins like April 3rd, I think 3rd to the 11th, right? April 3rd to the 11th. So check out part 1, which is called Color of the Cross. And I'm also gonna watch it again, right, during this season, Yah willing. And this is the part 2 right here, Color of the Cross 2, called The Resurrection, right? The part 2, right? Here's still a online promotional right there. And also link it on your Facebook and tweet it out, brothers and sisters. If you get a link or whatnot, tweet it out, or even tweet out this particular vid and share this particular vid. Or I also would recommend you do your own vids. Not everyone's going to have the same perspective of it. It'll be good for I to, to reason, make I reason, right? Make I reason, brothers and sisters, I think this is on, okay, watch on YouTube right here. Let's see if we can. You can watch now on YouTube. You can link us at Rastafari Groundation right there, showing some of the stills right here. 'Cause we've talked about this movie before. Because even at first, we saw it, or we didn't really, even ourselves wasn't really open to the movie, until we had to also grow. And when we saw it again and we said, yeah, man, we really picked up on it. 'Cause at first we look at the things that we do, as a people. And it's not it's not a big budget movie. It's almost like a Nollywood movie. Even Nollywood really needs to incorporate really more real, substantial movies, where we see ourselves, in the book, right? In the word, right? In the spirit and in the truth. Amen. All right. So, couple of more of these right here, showing some stills from the movie. So be sure to check it out, brothers and sisters. Doing this, it's excellent for the family as well, right? And it's also a good discussion piece, for ones to, reason, right? Yes, I will, yes,